So yesterday, an indictment was given to Daniel Penny for the murder that occurred on a New York City train, the victim being Jordan Neely. People had to protest and hit the streets for days, attempting to get him arrested and charged for the murder, for the life that he had taken. Here's some footage concerning that indictment.
Is now saying they did in fact vote today to indict Daniel Penny for the chokehold death of that subway rider, Jordan Neely. Now, at this point, though, we do not know exactly what charges Daniel Penny has been indicted on. That's because these proceedings are secret and it will not be unsealed until the arraignment. Also, here's the backstory that we know of, that Daniel Penny actually turned himself into police last month when he was charged with second-degree manslaughter. The grand jury, however, considers a number of charges, including manslaughter, after hearing evidence and testimony. Now, Penny has maintained that he was acting in self-defense, saying Jordan Neely was aggressively panhandling. We did get a statement a short time ago from Penny's attorneys, saying, while we respect the decision of the grand jury to move this case forward to trial, it should be noted that the standard of proof in a grand jury is very low, and there has been no finding of wrongdoing. And over the weekend, Penny's attorneys also released some video of him telling the story in his own words.
The three main threats that he repeated over and over was, I'm going to kill you, I'm prepared to go to jail for life, and I'm willing to die. I knew I had to act, and I acted in a way that would protect the other passengers, protect myself, and protect Mr. Neely. I used this hold to restrain him, and I did this by leaving my hand on top of his head to control his body. You could see in the video there's a clear rise and fall of his chest, indicating that he was still breathing. I didn't see a black man threatening passengers. I saw a man threatening passengers, a lot of whom were people of color.
Since when does the accused get a full press conference to defend himself against the charges to the public? That man sat there and gave a full rebuttal against the accusations, which not only charged in a criminal prosecution, but in fact indicted. So why was he allowed to make a public statement before the selection of jurors could take place? Those jurors will be selected from the public, who just witnessed his testimony in his own defense. Since when has such privilege been allowed to a man accused of manslaughter? If you can go before the public and plead your case, why bother even having a trial, since you've already presented your defense? And the words being spoken are the very same words given by the attorney, which he intends to present before the jurors, that you were protecting yourself and others, that you didn't see a black man, and how the frightened passengers were themselves black. Those are the words of an attorney attempting to establish innocence and the sheer need to protect frightened passengers who themselves were afraid of the victim, who himself is black. How is this allowed within media with the full knowledge that he is the accused who has been brought up on charges for a murder he himself committed? How do you tarnish the jury pool by presenting testimony of the man who took the life and expect the jury to be unbiased in the verdict given at a trial? To think that his words will not be considered after having heard them is a stupidity on a level I cannot comprehend. I'm being polite when giving the benefit of the doubt, because if it wasn't stupid, then it was intentional, and they deliberately intended to feed the public his testimony in an attempt to sway the public in favor of the guilty accused, providing a trial that's over before it's even begun. That should not have happened, and certainly not immediately following an indictment on the life which was taken.
Neely was homeless and had a documented history of mental illness. Now, Daniel Penny's defense fund is now over $2.8 million. Again, What we're told today, according to sources, is that Daniel Penny has now been indicted. No arraignment date set just yet, and the Manhattan DA's office not commenting at this point.